Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Editorial Analysis. So today in this session we'll discuss the important editorial from the Hindu as well as from the Indian Express. तो समझने की कोशिश करेंगे जो important editorial है वो आपके prelims और mains examination में कैसे helpful हो सकती है. तो चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. And before I begin, I would also like to tell you that I'll be discussing some of the important MCQs with you. So this will be helpful for the prelims examination 2020. तो आप में से जो aspirants civil services 2020 की preparation कर रहे हैं तो उनके लिए एक practice होगा ये. Moving ahead, I would also like to tell that we have launched UPSC Answer Writing Challenge. So this is basically an essay writing where you can enhance your essay writing, and the best essay would be rewarded with 1,000 rupees as in cash. Every Sunday you can participate, and we have prelims mock test series for Civil Services 2020. So these mock tests can be available both online as well as offline. दोनों तरीके से आप ले सकते हैं. Now this is a comprehensive test series for you. So starting with the Tuesday editorial analysis, so this is the list which I'll be discussing with you. So today is 15th of November. So the in-depth analysis would be in the Beyond the Mandate. So this would be from Indian Express. This I've taken from the Indian Express. This is the important one. And the other list of editorial there in the Hindu, and this is from the Indian Express. So as I told you, the first will begin with the in-depth analysis, that is Beyond the Mandate. So this is an important one. The entire editorial talks about the Finance Commission mandates and its working. Okay, so we'll get into the details of it from the exam perspective. So first and foremost, you need to understand what is Finance Commission. So Finance Commission itself is a constitutional body. Fine, you must be aware it's a constitutional body. I'll tell you under Article 280 what exactly is there, that determines the methods of the formulation. Okay, methods and formulation of the distribution of tax proceeds between the center and the state. So this you must be aware, this is a very definition of the Finance Commission. उसके अलावा जो constitution का जो requirement है, the require that Finance Commission to recommend the distribution between the union and the state to the net proceeds of the taxes. ठीक है, जो मैंने आपको यहाँ पे बताया नेट प्रोसीड ऑफ द टैक्सेस. उसके बाद आर्टिकल जो 280 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन वो मैंडेट करता है प्रेसिडेंट को दैट इज रिक्वायर्ड टू कंस्टिट्यूट अ फाइनेंस कमीशन विथ एन इंटरवल ऑफ 5 ईयर और अर्लियर. तो ये अर्लियर वाला पॉइंट अब याद रखना, क्योंकि यूपीएससी कई बार आपसे ऐसे प्रॉब्लम्स में सवाल पूछ सकते हैं, कैन बी ओनली डन विद इन 5 ईयर ऑफ अ स्पैन. तो उससे पहले भी बनाया जा सकता है. नाउ द फाइनेंस कमीशन वॉज कंस्टिट्यूटेड बाय द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. इस बार जो बनी है 15th वाली वो 2017 नवंबर में बनी थी, जिसका चेयरमैन एनके सिंह है. तो कई एग्जाम्स में दे आस्क यू हु इज द चेयरमैन ऑफ द 15th फाइनेंस कमीशन. अकॉर्डिंगली दिस विल बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. नाउ द रिकमेंडेशन विल कवर द पीरियड ऑफ 5 ईयर. आई मीन जो 15th फाइनेंस कमीशन की जो रिकमेंडेशन है that would be there from April 2020 to March 2025. So this was a basic about the 15th Finance Commission and the basic of the Finance Commission as well. Now moving ahead, so what are the recent amendments that has been made? See, 2 recent amendment has been made as in terms of reference. So the first is the 15th Finance Commission that has examined that whether the separate mechanism, okay, for funding of the defense, this is the first, and second is the internal security out to be set up in a mechanism in a operationalized manner. ठीक है, उसके बाद जो दूसरी जो सेकंड सेक्शन है ऑफ 83 ऑफ द जम्मू कश्मीर रिकॉग्नाइजेशन एक्ट 2019 दैट कम इफेक्ट अक्टूबर में आई थी 2019 में, जहाँ पे 2 यूनियन टेरिटरी बनी है. तो 2 UT वे फॉर्म, वन विथ लद्दाख एंड अदर विथ जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. ओके, सो दिस वाज देयर. नाउ मूविंग अहेड, इम्प्लीमेंटेशन ऑफ द रेफरेंसेज, जो रेफरेंस दी गई है उसकी इम्प्लीमेंटेशन कैसे होगी. सो द फर्स्ट वर्ड यूज किया गया है जो सेपरेट मैकेनिज्म. सो व्हाट दिस सेपरेट मैकेनिज्म इज ऑल अबाउट. सो दिस कॉल्स फॉर क्रिएटिंग अ मैकेनिज्म दैट इज डिस्टिंक्ट फ्रॉम द एग्जिस्टिंग वन, एंड कंस्टिट्यूशन रिक्वायर दैट द एस्टिमेट रिलेशन to be voted expenditure जो है of the annual financial statement that is called the budget is submitted in the form of demand of the grants and Lok Sabha every year. ठीक है, in the statement that is being submitted, and Lok Sabha, I mean talking about the government of India, it submits the demand for the grant for the Lok Sabha under the defense and the home ministry. ठीक है, and for whom, for the defense deployment, किन किन चीज़ों के लिए, पहले defense deployment for the armed forces and aids in the सिविल पावर के लिए. ठीक है, दिस इज ऑल्सो इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड कि कहाँ कहाँ कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन जो इम्प्लीमेंटेशन है किस रेफरेंस में बताई गई है. एंड अगेन द अरेंजमेंट दैट ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टेड. ओके, एक जो पहले ऑलरेडी थी. सो जो फंड्स है दैट इज इन द पब्लिक अकाउंट, दैट इज द कॉल्ड नेशनल डिजास्टर रिलीफ फंड, जिसको एनडीआरएफ का फंड भी कहते हैं. दैट इज ऑलरेडी, दैट इज अ पब्लिक फंड, दैट इज ऑलरेडी एज एन कॉर्पस दैट इज बीइंग यूज्ड in emergency cases. So this was the reference. Now the second reference that is also very important for you to understand is the word that is internal security. पहला जो यूज किया गया था that was a separate mechanism, and the second that is important for you is the internal security. So it creates an ambiguity because see, the internal security means maintaining public order, peace, tackling threats and upholding the law. So these are some of the main key features when it's come to the internal security of the country. So public order and police is a part of state responsibility. Okay, this begins and this ends with the state responsibility. And internal security is much more concern of the state than it's lot of the government of India. Fine. And FCC, the 15th Finance Commission, will face further challenges in the fund allocation. Okay, when the fund is created, GOI have its public accounts and it will go to the other, and the share will also be increasing with the state. देखो होगा क्या कि एक जो शेयर है, तो यहाँ पे अगर आप डिवोल्यूशन ज़्यादा करोगे तो जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है वो कम हो जाएगी लोगों के प्रति. So this is also a concern that is being raised. So I'll discuss this in the other part of the video. नाउ द बजट प्रोविजन, सी बजट प्रोविजन रखा गया. अगर बात करें 2019-20 की, तो जो डिफेंस एंड पुलिस की जो ग्रांट है, दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट विच यू कैन डायरेक्टली कोट इन द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन, कि जो होम मिनिस्ट्री की है इज ऑल अबाउट 5,30,000 करोड़. Okay, so this is a huge amount. Now it will be inappropriate that जो 1/5 of the जो गवर्नमेंट की जो बजट है, almost 1/5, so that is going to the for the जो पब्लिक अकाउंट का है वो सिर्फ डिफेंस एंड पुलिस में एलोकेट किया जा रहा है. सो इसके कुछ अपने द बजट एलोकेशन के कुछ अपने भी रीजंस दिए गए हैं कि क्यों ये, इसके रिपरकशंस भी क्या हो सकते हैं. तो दैट आई लुक कैसे ये इनएप्रोप्रिएट है. सो उसके कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट, कुछ स्टेटमेंट, कुछ रीज़न बताए गए हैं. तो जो पहला रीज़न बताया गया क्यों इनएप्रोप्रिएट है, देखो जो एक्स्ट्रोस जो अमाउंट होती है, स्क्रोइंग होती है, तो सच जो लार्ज अमाउंट है, इट रिसोर्स विल कंस्ट्रेन द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया बजटरी मैनेजमेंट. इतना बड़ा अमाउंट देने के प्रति और सब चीज़ों पे कंस्ट्रेन आएगी, वहाँ पे the amount will get reduced. And the second is the similar demand that could arise from the critical ministries like infrastructure, चाहे urban development की बात करें, चाहे वो health sector की बात करें, other ministries will also demand more funds. So they need to maintain a sustainability in the allocation of fund. Now the third would be that it would lead to a lazy budgeting. That is the talking about the beneficiaries of ministries है, so वहाँ पे budgeting काफ़ी lazy हो जाएगी. The fourth would be that it would be violating the government accounting policy, जो government की accounting rules हैं 1990, जिसको गार भी कहते हैं, that calls for creating a fund for the public account only. यहाँ पे आप ये बात याद रखना, public account only, and implementing it for the specific ministries और scheme के लिए allocate किया जाता है, या and allocated to a department. Fine. And fifth, that it violates the fundamental canons that the annual budget is mandated in the constitution. ठीक है, ये सारी कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट है जो कि जो बजट प्रोविजंस है, दैट इज व्हाट इज बीइंग डिस्कस्ड इन दिस एडिटोरियल. नाउ मूविंग अहेड, amendment to Jammu and Kashmir is also what is being discussed. Okay, so the amendment relates to Jammu and Kashmir isn't troublesome. How, what has happened? देखो, इससे पहले जो टर्म ऑफ रेफरेंस दिया गया था उसमें जम्मू कश्मीर वाज द ओनली स्टेट विच वाज गिवन अ स्पेशल स्टेटस. Okay, it was an only state which was given a special status. Now it has been bifurcated to the union territories. So now it has become a troublesome. The phrase include union territory of Jammu and Kashmir in its reference of interminence. And what will happen? See, जो TOR जो terms of reference है, that is 15 clauses, और कहीं भी the names of no state or union territory filed in the place of all the 15 clauses. Fine. And it was being argued that the amendment required the 15th Finance Commission to treat the UT of Jammu and Kashmir as a state for the purpose of this award. So it is already an UT. Now what will happen? So this is another implication when it comes to the amendment of Jammu and Kashmir reorganization bill. Fine. Now the finance commission and the union territory, so you also need to understand this point. So see what has happened, the no finance commission has ever made an award to the union territory. Okay, it has never happened कि किसी finance commission ने union territory को कुछ वैसे special award दिए हों. Okay, and it also not clear that how FCC, the 15th finance commission, now will make the award treating the union territory of Jammu Kashmir as an state. क्योंकि वो अगर लीगली कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनली देखो अमेंडमेंट बिल के बाद इट इज ऑलमोस्ट एन यूनियन टेरिटरी विद ऑल इट्स यूटी गवर्नमेंट फंक्शनिंग इन स्टेट इन द यूटी. So what has happened that JNK Act required that the Union Territory of Ladakh to be treated as a part of other UT. Fine. No case has been made in treating JKs as a different footprinting. उसके अलावे मैं कुछ एग्जाम्पल के तौर पे आपको बताना चाहूँगा जो अदर यूटीज़ है, चाहे वो बात करें दिल्ली की, चाहे वो पुडुचेरी की, जहाँ पे ऑलरेडी दे हैव अ स्टेट असेंबलीज, दे हैव द लेजिस्लेचर. So they are also demanding for the fund, but FC has not awarded any of the share from the divisible pool and they have been ignored repeatedly. Okay, so this is what a point of chaos and a confusion that is being created in terms of the union territories. Moving ahead, the state concern over the share. See, state definitely have the concern. So state have argued that what is the impact of the provision that would increase the number of the claimants, that no जो divisible pool है, जो मैंने आपको पहले बताया था, जो divisible pool है उसमें आप जितना ज़्यादा फर्केशन करोगे, so the number, this will get reduced. Okay, so this is what the reduce there the number of the individuals here. Now the government of India should also require so that the union territory of Jammu and Kashmir within the demand of the home ministry होनी चाहिए. It should not search the amount. Okay, एक home ministry की तरफ से एक survey हो, so that what exactly that amount is needed should be allocated to the new union territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The 15th Finance Commission has also been burdened for the onerous and challenging of the TOI. जो terms of reference है उसको भी implement करना would be a tougher task for the Finance Commission. Now some state government has also complained about the perceived inequalities to the president regarding the amendment जो बनाई गई है उसके लेकर के जो challenges है, that was also being highlighted from these number of state governments. Okay, they have also highlighted their concern. So this is what is being discussed in this entire editorial and I find this to be very important. Now the other editorial that is from Hindu, I'll tell you what exactly is there. So the first is the peace brought by an unequal compromise, the minority factors in the Sri Lanka election, and the Kartarpur corridor will survive the hostilities. See, this is also very important. I have also discussed the Kartarpur corridor separately in my editorial analysis. This is only important. I'll tell you briefly what exactly is there, then we'll jump into these two editorial. So here it talks about, it is very good that both countries, India and Pakistan, has taken an initiative for the Kartarpur corridor. But what about augmenting in the relationship? Because if the relationship is not good between India and Pakistan, there will be always a hostile nature. Okay, so when it's come to the ritual matters, when it's come to the religious, both countries will come together, and Pakistan has promised that they will be delivering, they will be going for peace process and giving security as well. So the entire concern, the entire gist of this editorial is to make improve in the relationship so that the Kartarpur corridor become a success and it could boost our relationship between the India and Pakistan. So moving ahead, I'll tell you what exactly we'll be discussing. So peace brought by the unequal compromise. So this is important for the general studies paper 2, where structure, organization and functioning of judiciaries is concerned. So this is again the repetition of the topic, that is the verdict by the Supreme Court in Ayodhya land के. So the editorial take it as another corner. इन्होंने एक अलग side दिखाने की कोशिश की है. It call it as a land dispute. Okay, land dispute or a property dispute. So at the Ayodhya land, and the entire land, as I have told you before as well, it was 2.2 acre of land. So this is on a critic side. ये article थोड़ा critic side में लिखा गया है कि whether justice was done or not. Already justice was done. See what has happened. 2.27 acre of land has been given to the Hindu trust that will be further developing the temple. Okay, and almost 5 acres of land has been given to Muslims to build the mosque within the boundary of Ayodhya. Okay, within the boundary of Ayodhya. And the Supreme Court has also quashed the previous order of the Allahabad High Court. Okay, Allahabad High Court की जो order थी जहाँ पे 3 part में divide किया गया था, so that has been quashed. जो 3 parts order that was there, So that has been quashed by the Supreme Court now. So this is what is being precisely discussed. We have already discussed this editorial. If you want, you can read, but I don't find some more of the strongest content that would be relevant for the examination. बस आपके लिए ये बातें जानने की ज़रूरत है कि पहले क्या ऑर्डर था इलाहाबाद का, जो 3 पार्ट में उन्होंने डिवाइड किया था, और अभी में जो 2.7 acre of land that is given to the Hindu trust and 5 acres to the Muslim. So this is a pro judgment, neither Hindu nor pro to Hindu and neither Muslim pro. So this is a balanced approach and neutral judgment by the Supreme Court, 5 bench judge. The bench comprises 5 judges, including the Chief Justice of India. Okay, now moving ahead. This would be important for the general studies paper 2 with India and its neighborhood relation, and the topic is the minority factor in the Sri Lankan election. So see, Sri Lanka election has become very important, and since after the civil war, this is the third election that will be held in 2019 itself, basically at the end. So होगा क्या, जो 16th November को election है almost. So okay, so this would be the third election after the civil war that has ended. Civil war. So the entire editorial concerns about the जो minority blocks है, जो Muslims है या जो जाफना के जो लोग हैं, so where they will be voting. So it is also very important for the country like India, because Sri Lanka का जो political stability है, it's very important. जो LTT का issues था, okay, जो left wing extremists थे, वो अभी तो कम हो गए, but again this is a very serious concern which India is looking for. तो इसके बारे में बात की गई है कि what would happen and how जो श्रीलंकन जो माइनॉरिटीज़ हैं, टॉकिंग अबाउट द श्रीलंकन तमिल्स या जो हिल्स कंट्री तमिल्स है या फिर जो मुस्लिम्स हैं, वेयर दे वुड बी वोटिंग. बिकॉज हुआ क्या, जो पिछले बार महिंद्रा राजपक्षे के उन्होंने अगेंस्ट वोट किया था, और जो श्री सेना है जो अभी वहाँ के प्रेसिडेंट हैं, उनको उन्होंने वोट दे करके दे हैव गिवन अ मेजॉरिटी टू रूल द गवर्नमेंट, ठीक है, टू रन द गवर्नमेंट. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज बीइंग डिस्कस्ड. जो श्री सेना की जो मार्जिन से उन्होंने जीता था, तो ये वाली बातें यहाँ पे आप यहाँ से पढ़ सकते हो. And for you it is more important to understand the perspective from India's. Okay, the stability in Sri Lanka would definitely benefit India as a bilateral relationship. ठीक है, उसके बाद कुछ important कुछ यहाँ पे फिगर दी गई है. अगर जाफना की बात की जाए तो ऑलमोस्ट 1.2% रेंज करता है, 34% वैनी में, 72.5% आम्रा में. सो ये वाले डेटा ऐसे आपको याद करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बट आप एक बार ध्यान में रख लेना कि क्या क्या चीज़ें. नाउ सपोर्ट जो है प्रेम दशा के बारे में, दे आर ऑल्सो ट्राइंग टू सपोर्ट. So what will happen, the stability of the Sri Lanka is very important, and the vote for the minority is becoming a crucial factor in the formation of the government in the presidential election of Sri Lanka. Now moving ahead, this is from the Indian Express. The important article that I'll be discussing with you is Indian need for the story and unhappy in the Dhaka. This is same what is exactly there, and beyond the mandate I have already discussed. This was our in-depth analysis. So now an officer from the social justice. This is by P.S. Krishnan. So he was a very influential civil servant, and basically he was known for giving a recognition to the ST/SC commission and giving it a constitutional mandate. So he's known for that, and he's known for his social justice work. सो इस तरह के आप जनरल स्टडीज़ के पेपर 4 में भी यूज़ कर पाओगे, एंड एसे में भी अगर आपको एग्जांपल के तौर पे आया तो आप इसको कोट कर सकते हो. नाउ विल बी डीलिंग विद दीज टू इंपॉर्टेंट एडिटोरियल एनालिसिस. सो द फर्स्ट इज़ द अनहैप्पी echoes in the Dhaka. See, basically मैंने आपको बताया अभी इलेक्शन हो रही है, that is 19th of November the president election is scheduled. तो उसके बारे में बातें की गई है कि how the government policy, जो हमारी प्रेजेंट जो रिसेंट गवर्नमेंट जो 2.0 मोदी गवर्नमेंट है, सो उसकी JNK की जो पॉलिसीज़ है, अदर पॉलिसीज़ ऑफ द नॉर्थ ईस्ट एंड द नेबरहुड पॉलिसी ऑफ द बांग्लादेश. ओके, सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. देखो ये पूरी मैंने पहले जो आपको बताया वो श्रीलंका के बारे में बताया. नाउ दिस इज़ अबाउट द बांग्लादेश. ओके, दिस इज़ अबाउट द बांग्लादेश. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर इंडिया टू मेंटेन द स्टेबिलिटी इन द रीजन, बिकॉज इट इम्पैक्ट द इंडिया, जो एंटी इंडिया वॉइसेस है वो वहाँ पे कहीं ना कहीं रेज होता है. बिकॉज अभी रिसेंटली जो NRC की इशूज़ थी जो आपने देखा होगा, तो वहाँ पे जो एक्सरसाइज इन आसाम वाज आल्सो नॉट टेकन प्रॉपरली, तो इट क्रिएट एन एंटी इंडियन सेंटीमेंट. ठीक है, एक तरह से एंटी इंडिया सेंटीमेंट जाता है लोगों के प्रति। सो दिस इज व्हाट इज मैं डिस्कस कि सब कॉन्टिनेंट कैसे करेगा। बाकी बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं ना यहाँ पे सब कॉन्टिनेंट के बारे में, जो इजिप्टियन लीडर है वो सारी चीज़ें डिस्कशन है। सो दैट इज़ नॉट दैट रिलेवेंट, आप इसको यहाँ से वो चीज़ों को छोड़ सकते हो कि कैसे नो मुंबई अटैक भी हुआ, वो सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पे हैं। सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर इंडिया टू मेंटेन द स्टेबिलिटी इन द रीजन एंड टू स्टॉप द एंटी इंडियन सेंटिमेंट दैट इज ग्रोइंग इन आर neighboring countries. Fine. Now moving ahead, India's need to a new story. So this can be important for the general studies paper too, where bilateral regional grouping agreement involving the India's effect is concerned. So this would be defining that what would be the India narrative when it's come to the rehappening with the Pakistan. See, there are three issues which has been discussed: rehappening with Pakistan, slowing growth, and a retreat from the RCP and Trumpism. Basically what has happened, see, with India and Pakistan, it is very important to maintain a good relationship. It is not only that we retaliate in terms of the war, in terms of the air strike. This is not going to happen in a long time. In longer duration, we need to maintain the stability. Stability is very important, and maintaining the peace process from the both country is also important. Now the second aspect which has been talked about the growth rate. See, there is slowing of the growth, as you know. The growth rate of the country almost is somewhere 5.3%. The anticipated is almost 9 to 12%, and the GDP growth that is there, it is a $5 trillion economy का हमें बात किया है. Okay, so it is not possible because every sector is witnessing a downfall. तो हाउ इट वुड बी पॉसिबल टू गेट इन टू द $5 trillion इकोनॉमी. उसके बाद दूसरी जो रिट्रीट फ्रॉम द RCP, क्योंकि इंडिया हैज़ टोल्ड दैट वी बी नॉट द ज्वाइनिंग RCP बिकॉज मेनी ऑफ द सेक्टर्स, डोमेस्टिक सेक्टर इन इंडिया वुड बी इम्पैक्टेड आफ्टर ज्वाइनिंग द RCP. तो उसके बारे में भी कंसर्न रेस की गई है. एंड अगेन द ट्रम्प डोमिनेशन, द US हैज़ ऑलवेज बीन मेंटेनिंग द सैंक्शंस. ओके, सो US इंडिया रिलेशन, दैट इज व्हाट इज बीइंग डिस्कस इन अ शॉर्ट वाइल. सो आप इन तीनों चार टर्म्स को इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट्स से समझना so that you can write in the examination. Now moving ahead, as I told you, I'll be discussing some of the important questions as well. So the first question is from the static portion of the modern India, and this can be very important. UPSC tend to ask this type of question, and I really appreciate that many of you are participating. I really thank you that you are showing your interest in our questions. So the first is the Wood Dispatch on education laid a great interest in needs of the female education, and the Christian missionaries were first to be set up in the Madras Female Juvenile Society. So which among the following statement is correct? Whether only one, two, both one and two, or neither of them. So you have to tell me which among the following statement is correct. So do participate, write your correct answer in the comment section of this video. Now the second would be from the previous year question. This is in PYQ. Fine. This is in PYQ from, basically this is in PYQ from 2013. And so the surface of the lake that is frozen in the severe winter. So but what the water in the bottom is still liquid. So what is the reason? You have to tell me whether the density of the water is maximum. Okay, since the surface of the lake is at the same temperature as the air, so no heat is lost. And the third option is that ice is bad conductor of heat, and fourth is none of the above. So you have to tell me which among the following is the correct answer. This is also an easiest one. You have to apply your mind, think according to the question, and you will definitely fetch up the correct answer. So do participate, write the correct answer in the comment section of this video. If you don't know what is the correct answer, you can refer to the description section of this video so that you do come to know what is the correct answer. So you can also subscribe to our Apti Plus Telegram channel, where you can get the important PDF compilation, everything related to the civil service examination, news and updates are there. And do not forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel so that you get notifications once we upload any important video relevant to the examination. And I sincerely thank you for listening to this video. Thank you so much for giving your time. We'll meet in the next video with some of the important editorial that would be relevant for the examination. Thank you so much.